Guys, we have a big breaking news coming out. The US Commander-in-Chief says US has carried out strike in Southern Caribbean against a drug-carrying boat that departed from Venezuela. Wow. Okay, so this is a big breaking news. I was live on Patreon, and by the way, if you guys want to check out the Patreon, the link will be in the description box. But yeah, this is a big breaking news. The U.S. commander said U.S. forces just took down a you-know-what boat from Venezuela. We just, over the last few minutes, literally shot out a boat. A you-know-what carrying boat. A lot of you-know-what in that boat. Wow. Okay, so they took down one of the boats out there near Venezuela. They actually opened fire towards that boat, sending a message to possibly Nicholas. Also, guys, we have more breaking news. You know the video that gone viral of someone throwing a black bag from inside the White House, like from the window? Well, the U.S. commander said that window is sealed. That window can't be opened. And the video is AI. So that's what he said. Now, it does make sense. For security purposes, those windows are sealed. Again, it's a fortress. I mean, that region. And the U.S. commander said that the windows weigh over 600 pounds because it's bulletproof. So he said those windows up there are sealed. They cannot be opened. So due to security and stuff. So it does make sense. Also, he did talk about some, the trending news about him passing away and this and that. So we're gonna get to all this here, guys. This is the 2 p.m. Announcement. All right, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you again for your support. It says here, we just, over the last few minutes, this is the president, by the way, literally has taken out a boat, a you-know-what carrying boat, and a lot of you-know-what in that boat. And you'll see. And there's more where that came from. Wow. So we have a lot of these products pouring into our country, coming in for a long, long time. And these came out of Venezuela and coming out very heavily from Venezuela. A lot of things are coming out of Venezuela. So we'll get to see that after this meeting is over. Alright, so there's a video here. I'm not going to play the video, guys. Again, this platform, every time I play certain videos, they really put me under the rug. They took 90% of my viewers already, and it's just crazy. Now, I did receive some emails from people that used to watch my video. They said that they're not seeing my videos in their subscription box. It's just hidden. So they have to come to my channel, and they say they've seen all the video for the past couple of weeks. Very sad. Very, very sad. So you guys know me. I post video every day. You have to come to my channel to check out the videos. Alright, so it says here the U.S. commander just announced that the U.S. military has taken out the boat. This is what the Sleeping Giant military should be used for, defending the homeland. I agree. So Rubio came out. This is what Rubio said. Rubio said the Sleeping Giant strike hits the vessel, the boat. As U.S. commander just announced moments ago, today the U.S. military conducted a lethal strike in the Southern Caribbean against a drug vessel which had departed from Venezuela and was being operated by a designated organization. Mm. Wow. So we're gonna get more to that news, but I want to bring this one up really quick. So Peter Ducci shows the U.S. commander the viral video of stuff being dumped out of the White House window. Now the U.S. commander in chief says it's AI. He said no, that's probably AI generated. You can't open the windows. They're all heavily armored. I know every window up there. The last place I'd be doing it is there. They're sealed. And each window weighs about 600 pounds. So it does make sense that these windows are sealed against security purposes. So who came out with that video? And for those of you that missed the video, this is the one right here. See that? This window. So here's the thing, guys. Someone say, yeah, you could tell it's AI. So here's the thing, guys. Pay very close attention. These last couple of days, there's been some crazy news coming out. Donald is gone. He passed. And Donald got some serious health issue and this and that, which is true. All right, but him passing and stuff being thrown out the window and stuff like that, you got to be careful. Nowadays, stuff that is on the platform, I mean, a lot of these things, I mean, AI is just out there, literally out there. All right, so believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. All right, so give me a second, guys. I want to go back to this news here. All right, so the U.S. commander announced, the Sleeping Giant military struck a vessel from Venezuela on Tuesday during a press conference in the Oval Office. We just, over the last few minutes, literally had taken out a boat, carrying boat, a lot of, on the boat. And there's more where that came from. These came out of Venezuela. After the U.S. commander remarks, Secretary of State Rubio announced to X, writing, as POTUS just announced moments ago, today the Sleeping Giant military conducted a lethal strike in the southern Caribbean against a vessel which had departed from Venezuela and was being operated by a designated really bad organization. Now it says here, in July, the Defense Department announced it would send more than 4,000 sailors and Marines to the seas around Latin America. The deployment came as part of the U.S. commander amped up push against the gangs. It says here on Monday, the Venezuelan leader accused Rubio of pushing the Sleeping Giant into a massacre with deployment. Wow. Okay. Guys, what are your thoughts about all this and very, very important stuff that's coming out? They found an intern leaking too. Wow. See, and you know what? Viral video shows mysterious object being tossed from the White House window. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to bring this one up. How did you find out that you passed? Press says there was nothing wrong. He was just posting some spicy truth. Joe wouldn't do him for months. He wasn't in the greatest shape. Here we go again. US commander said, big revelations coming from Vladimir conversation. Reporter, have you spoken with Putin in the past week? The US commander, yeah, I don't want to. I have learned things that will be very interesting. I think in the next few days, you'll find out. In the next few days, you'll find out. Find out what? Is he gonna drop the hammer? Wow, there's a lot of stuff coming out today. Oh, we going in. We going to Chirac. He's going to deploy military to Chirac. That's another big breaking news. All right, so give me a second here. So the U.S. commander says Chirac is worse than Afghan. Chirac is very interesting because I watched JB, the governor, get up and say about we don't need help. We're safe. But 2 weeks ago, they had 6 out. And they had 24 hit by, you know what. Last week, it was 24 hit and 7 have passed. And you have this Gov, who's terrible Gov. Probably he and Gavin will be probably the 2 worst and most naive. Chirac is a really bad situation now. Baltimore is really bad. Parts of LA are terrible. I agree. I agree. Give me a second here, guys. Here's another one. Breaking. The U.S. commander on National Guard deployment to Chicago. We're going in. We're going in. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation when 20 are out over the last 2.5 weeks and 75 are hit. We're going in. We're going in. There you go. He just announced it. This is it. September to remember. And we in September 2nd. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen this month. Alright, so I'm still looking for some more information here, guys. But, yeah, things are not looking good. Once again, Secretary Rubio says the Sleeping Giant military conducted a lethal strike in the Southern Caribbean against a really bad organization, a drug boat headed from Venezuela to America. This is a massive victory. But again, we are definitely seeing a lot of news today. Alright, guys. Give me 1 second here. So once again, the U.S. commander says he's ordering troops into Chicago. All right, so that's one of the latest breaking news. All right, so hold on, give me a second here. What's going on with this news? Okay, so you have Venezuela down there, and you do have MQ-9 Reaper. That's what it is an MQ-9 Reaper. Yeah, so I'm guessing it was with a M860 helicopter or MQ-9 Reaper. Today, which was around noon Eastern Standard Time, about 2 hours before today's Oval Office news conference. Hopefully the US DoD will post some pics or videos. So it was around this area, around this time frame. They took out that boat. Sending a strong message to Venezuela. As POTUS just announced moments ago today, the U.S. military conducted a lethal strike in the Southern Caribbean against the, which had departed from Venezuela and was being operated by a designated gang organization. Alright, guys, I'm going to end it here, but thank you so much for watching. Check out the Patreon, guys. $5 a month, we get you access. We go live once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on YouTube. But thank you for those that support us through Patreon. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for those who support us through Cash App or PayPal. Your support is what keeps us out there. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.